Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus came to his native place and taught the people in their synagogue. They were astonished and said, "Where did this man get such wisdom and mighty deeds? Is he not the carpenter's son? Is not Mary his mother? And his brothers James and Joseph and Simon and Judas? Are not his sisters all with us? Where did this man get all this?" And they took offense at him. But Jesus said to them, "A prophet is not without honor except in his native place and in his own house." And he did not work any mighty deeds there because of their lack of faith. The Gospel of the Lord. Today is the feast of Saint Joseph the Worker. I was recalling a little joke Father Mark and I had. How many remember Father Mark? Of course. So early in my priesthood, I was telling Father Mark one day that I said, I think about the age of 40, I'll be ready to die and go to heaven. I'm good for that. And he looked at me and he said, "That's too young." And I said, "No, it's not." I said, I will have had enough by then. He said, "That's because you're lazy. You're too lazy to work for God's kingdom now on earth. And just for that, you're going to have a long, laborious life, paying for lots of time in purgatory." That's what he said to me. Isn't he uplifting? The feast of St. Joseph the Worker was established by Pope Pius XII to correspond with Labor Day in many countries, especially in Europe. Jesus is also known as the son of a carpenter. And traditionally the church has said that this identification of a profession for Jesus is a way that the gospel writer sanctifies the beauty of human labor. Indeed, it's the labor that we were all given in the original garden with Adam and Eve. They both had work to do. They were supposed to care for that garden, and Adam, who blew it, he was also supposed to mainly care for his wife. Are you getting this, guys? That was his primary job, was take care of the garden, and even more important, he had to take care of that beautiful woman that was given to him. Of course, he had no problem with that until he sinned. But nevertheless, so human labor, no matter how ordinary, Pope Pius XII said, human labor, no matter how ordinary, may be sanctified. In other words, even the most menial tasks can be something that's done in a way that's holy, if you do it in love. I was speaking to someone not too long ago. She's an employee in a company in sales, and she was walking through the sales area, and there was a crushed coffee cup on the floor. So she bent down and picked up the cup, and she threw it in the trash can. She was walking with another employee. And as she walked along further, there was a crumpled piece of paper. So she picked that up. And her friend who was with her said, "Why are you bothering with all those things?" She said, "Well, because it's the loving thing to do for everybody else here." Well, what happened was that started a chain reaction. Many other people in the office started to become more conscious of the cleanliness of the workplace. Interesting. Okay? And they say, what? cleanliness is next to godliness. Did I hear that someplace? Human labor makes the faithful a participant in Christ's work of redemption. In other words, the littlest things you do makes present the work of Jesus. Just even the little things. And so, if you're a student, your job is to excel as being a student. And if you're not like an A student, or you have a hard time with that, your excelling takes place in the effort you continue to give in your studies, because that glorifies God insofar as you are building character and you are building wisdom and knowledge to make the world a better place as you continue to advance in your studies. If you're retired and you think you've lost your place in life, there are many things that can be done in retirement, including even some of you, like you're coming to daily Mass. Truly, there's plenty of need to pray for the sins of the world. What we have to be careful of on this feast of St. Joseph the Worker, however, is we cannot let work be what identifies us. Rather, you can't be identified by what you do. And it's a kind of a sad that one of the things that we do, when you want to know something about somebody, the first question that comes up is, what do you do? But what do I do is not necessarily who I am. Who I am is like Jesus. I'm a son of God. I'm a daughter of God. My Father is a great and mighty King. That's who I am. And because of that identity with pride, I take care of the kingdom of my Father here as best as I can in my little place of work. And so, for example, if I work in a factory assembling circuit boards, that seems like a menial task. Well, I am there because God needs that square footage in that factory. He needs that square footage as an embassy of his kingdom. And I am the head of that embassy in that square footage. And my area is an embassy for Jesus Christ. And anybody who comes into that space has an encounter with Christ because I'm there. And I'm doing good work to glorify God, and I'm making his kingdom present there, which helps transform the world. And God is so kind that since he left me there to establish an embassy for him, he actually makes my employer provide a salary for me to do his work and his glory right there in that little place. You see how it all works. And so I become a person who is a child of God and most beloved, who sets about doing productive work to give him glory in the spaces of the world where I go.
Regina Celi, letare, alleluia, qui aquae meruisti portare, alleluia, resurrexit sicut dixit, alleluia.